Hey everybody, Super Uber channel, the Rideshare analyst here, and just a quick reminder that on Valentine's Day 2/14/2024, there is a protest, and this protest is to get better wages, better pay, more dollars per mile, safety, which is what this video is about, safety, and all these different things that we've been fighting for. So if you are a rideshare gig driver, worker, Instacart, Uber Eats, Uber Lyft, Postmates is no longer around, DoorDash, or whatever, right? You doing this gig work and you don't feel like you're getting compensated fairly? I don't. There are times that you can get some good rides, and I'm going to bring that video up shortly. I've just been working on this one. Don't forget about the protest that's going to be coming up on 2/14/2024. Know your worth. Don't take these 56 cents a mile trips, 36 cents a mile trips, because you are using your vehicle and making Uber more money than you're making yourself. You are losing money. Turn those apps off on Valentine's Day, baby. Yo, what's up? So as you can see, I'm moving all this stuff. That's why I haven't really posted anything in a hot minute. So I'm not really sure where to even start with this video. Um, wasn't really expected, to be honest, but over the last week, I've had three unaccompanied minors try to get into my car, and so this video is gonna be about that, right? What do we? It's basically just about what I'm doing. I don't even know, right? Like, I'll tell you what I've been told, tell you what I do. You better have a camera in your car. Like, period. I'm sorry. Like, we live in an age that everything comes back to it's alleged unless you have evidence, and even if you have evidence, it doesn't really matter because these writers can say whatever they want about you and then get you deactivated when you, the drivers, we are usually trying to follow the rules as much as possible and work within this gray area that we live in within Lyft and Uber, right? And so, um, I've had three occurrences in the last week, and so I'm gonna show you the video. I'm not gonna show you their pictures, of course. I'm gonna show you, let you hear it, and then go through and tell you all the stories about like what happened and different things, red flags that you can kind of come up with, right? Red flags that you need to be aware of, right? Before you pick up an unaccompanied minor in your car unknowingly. I have had multiple 16-year-old females try to get in my car at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and they're obviously sneaking out of their house. And when I pull up, I don't know who they're fooling. And so I don't understand how these drivers don't know these kids are under 18. As soon as I pull up, you can see. I do have some experience working in schools and around those age groups, so maybe that's what helps me out. But I'm telling you, there are multiple people out here under the age of 18 using Uber as their sole source of getting around. And a lot of these people at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night are putting themselves in some really big danger. If they get caught picking up an underage kid, they get dropped off and say that kid gets hurt, raped, murdered, or something like that, right? And you're putting yourself in a bad situation if you're picking up these kids and you're not verifying their age. Don't don't get greedy. Because that's at the end of the day, this is all about money, right? And you get money if you pick them up, and if you drive out of your way, you'll get a cancellation fee. Yeah, it's $3.85 from Uber. I'm still dealing with a situation from Lyft. One second here, they actually messaged me back. I hope so. Well, they didn't provide support to me that they were over 17. All right, so I'll even talk to you about this, but I'm going to bring it up in the actual. There's three separate occasions. One was on the weekend. I had one Monday or Tuesday of this week, and I just had one. Literally just had one like 30 minutes ago. And so we're going to go over it, going to talk about it. I'm going to try to communicate to you with what I've dealt with, but this is kind of what the video is today. I do have videos that I want to present to you, right, of like the rides that I'm taking because I've been slaying out here. Slaying it. Like, finally, we got some surge. I don't know if people quit. Maybe the holiday people quit, or you know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but we went from super saturated to not being saturated at all. Like, I woke up last night, I went to sleep. I've been doing mornings, and then I'll do Instacart, and then I'll do the afternoons, right? That's kind of like how I've been breaking things up. I'll go and do like 6 to 9 on Uber, and then I'll do Instacart in throughout the day, and then I'll go back out at 3 o'clock and do the rush hour because at night it's just died. But last night, like I passed out early, and then I woke up somehow at 11 o'clock. I just happened to look at the app, and it was like surging. It was like an $11 surge, $10 surge in areas all over the place in the city. And this morning I forgot to set my alarm because I just fell asleep. I was super tired, man. I'm packing. I got lots of stress going on, and um, be that as it may, right? So this morning I woke up at like 7:45. I let my dog out and turned the app on just to kind of see. Boom! It was surge. So I just hopped. I just threw clothes on and went out there, and I made $44 in about 2 hours. I got $13 worth of tips, and then the rest were rides. But I mean, I got like $5 surges. I mean, I did two quick rides that were definitely $2 to $3 a mile. Um, so yeah, so it's been a long morning. Let's go ahead and get into this. One second. Let me pull up this stuff for us. All right, so um, I'm just kind of freelancing this, freestyling this real quick. So, the first video we're gonna watch, right? The first part you're gonna see is actually the trip itself. Um, Definitely not worth it. To be honest, it wasn't $1 a mile, so I shouldn't have taken it. First off, so I put myself in that position unknowingly, right? I did not know, and this is the thing that I tell Uber all the time, right? I don't have Uber Teen turned on, so I want to start this by saying I do not do Uber Teen. I feel like the, they don't respect your vehicle. Obviously, this guy today slammed my car door, and it really pissed me off. Um, but when you take a ride, you don't know who you're picking up. You don't know if the name is right. You don't know if they've been verified. You don't know anything. First off, right? So with that being said, I don't have Uber Teen set up. I don't do that. And then like the last part I want to say is you want to make sure you're taking good rides. This was not a good ride. It was not a good ride. It was 18.4 miles total for $15.63. It was about 26 minutes of my time, so that would have been about $30 an hour. Their rating was 4.92, so obviously somebody was hammering them with some 1 stars, right? There got to be a reason. And so, yeah, this first thing that you're gonna see is the ride, which I just explained to you and how trash it was. I probably shouldn't have taken it. So I got this ride, right? And on the way over to pick up the writer, we got a message. And in that message, it said, Jason, please pick up my nephew at the Marriott Hotel. He will be up front in the lobby. So right there, boom, red flag. Pick up my nephew. That doesn't mean they're always going to be under 18, right? Because maybe my uncle, who is 50 something, may grab me an Uber and say, hey, you're picking up my nephew, right? So it's not abnormal. But if I was over the age of 18, I could just get my own Uber, right? So there's the red flag, right? So when I get a message, it alarms start going off in my head because I've had a situation where I did this on Thanksgiving. I got a message and I literally picked up two drug addicts on fentanyl and they were nodding out in the back of my car when I was driving. Like literally had like a 20-minute drive. I was on the west side of town and we got to drive back to the other side of town and I pick up this person and I said, "Hey, what's the name on the ride?" They tell me the name, they get in. And then I get a phone call on the way, "Hey, you didn't pick up my nephew." But before all of that, I said they gave me a message saying, "Hey, you're going to pick up my son and bring him to Thanksgiving dinner." Well, I took him down to a known drug area to do drugs, I think. It's all speculation, right? But when they got in my car, they were like this, falling asleep, nodding out. I took a drug pharmacology class, right? I know what it looks like. I don't know what fentanyl looks like, but heroin and all that kind of stuff, they're all the same. So that's why I cancel for safety a lot. If I pull up and the people don't, uh, if it's a bad area, right, or whatever the case is, I just cancel the ride. I don't discriminate against people, but you have to be able to read the situation, read the room, read the person really quickly, right? Um, Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. So, yeah, you'll see that the person that said that I was picking up their nephew on this message, it says they're 18, and they're not, as you're going to see in this video. So let's play the video, and we'll be right back. Are you waiting for an Uber?
Yeah, so Jamie.
What's your name?
Jamie.
How old are you?
17.
Can you come over here again?
What's up, brother?
So, how old are you?
17, why?
Okay, well, first off, uh,
Appreciate
hey,
waiting.
hold on, sir. I have the person here right now, and it's exactly what I told you what it was. He's 17. Whoever owns this account is trying to get me to pick up an unaccompanied minor, and I can actually send you a screenshot where this individual lied to me and said he was 18. So I have to cancel this because you cannot get in my car because you're under 18. You have to have a guardian. Okay, and I know that somebody got this ride for you, but unfortunately. So, yeah, you just saw the video, right? You saw the screenshot of them saying he was 18. You heard him say he was 17. And for some reason, I didn't save the rest of the videos. But what I did was this. As soon as I got that message from the writer saying that they were 18 years old, I immediately contacted the safety line. And the reason why I've done this is because I don't know if this is a problem just in Albuquerque or New Mexico. Please comment down below if you have any ideas. Like, tell me how many times this has happened to you. And does it happen on a regular basis? Is it once a week, once a month, never, right? Once every 6 months? Because I have these every week. Every week. I have parents messaging me saying, hey, you're going to pick up my son. How old are they? under 18. I'm telling them that they're breaking the terms of service. I do the right thing. I'm saying, hey, Uber does offer a great service called Uber Teen. I just don't participate in it, but other drivers do, and you can get yourself a good peace of mind knowing that your child is picked up safely using Uber Teen. But I don't do Uber Teen. I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry. Not with all these problems. Until Uber gets it, hammered out or whatever the case is, I'm not gonna deal with it. Sorry. But basically, I called, and then what you heard was I had Uber support on the line. That's what the whole music was. And so I wanted Uber to hear it in person that this is happening, man, because I have made so many different, not really complaints, but I've had to cancel so many different rides because of this, and it goes through a whole hassle. You have to cancel the ride, not a problem, unaccompanied minor, all time. You know, if they're unaccompanied minor, use that unaccompanied minor cancellation code. Then call safety. Said, hey, I had an unaccompanied minor attempt to get in my car. I have it on camera. And say, it was this ride at this time, and they were X age, right? And just lay it out to them. Then they're going to give you the cancellation fee, so at least they're throwing you some scraps. They get 70% of that cancellation fee, right? I don't know if they charge the rider or not, but regardless, if they get $10, we get $38.50. So we get 38.5% of $10. If the cancellations fee's 10, I don't know how much it is. I don't cancel rides when I take Uber. But you saw it, dude. So after this, who knows what happened? I mean, for all I know, that wasn't his nephew, right? It could be anybody on the other side of that line making a ride. You could be transporting somebody who's being taken advantage of, right? Like, you don't know what's going on the other end when you drop them off, and it's not really for us to know, but for somebody who works with people in the healthcare industry, that I find it very important, at least for myself, to make sure that I'm doing the right thing, because at the end of the day, as a driver, you're your own business, man. You're liable. Like any of these businesses, if I go to ABC Cakes, I don't even know. I hope that's not a store. And I go in and I slip down on some wet floor that they didn't clean up because somebody else spilled. That store is still liable because it's their premises. They didn't clean it up. Even though that maybe somebody didn't say, hey, I spilt my water over here, they're still liable. And so you are too. Remember that. You're liable if something happens. And you know that they're going to come after you, dude. These parents who obviously don't care, in my opinion, if they're knowingly breaking the terms of service, putting somebody under the age of 18, they think that it's okay because if I put, my name is John Doe, and you're picking up a guest named Jane Doe, that's acceptable, right? Because you're picking up somebody in an Uber. Well, it's not. It's against the terms of service. And I'm not like a desperado rule follower all the time. I do take risks, obviously. But I don't take risks when it comes to kids. Don't do it. Period. Sorry. All right, so there's that video. Um, let's watch the next one, and then I'll give you some commentary. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you guys?
I'm 16. My dad set it up.
Okay, so your dad is not allowed to do this. You have to have Uber Teen. You're an unaccompanied minor. You're not your own guardian. You can't do that to
I've
you.
done it before. Can I just still get the ride? I need to
No,
go to
you
work.
can't actually.
Oh.
Your dad and them are breaking the rules. So I'm going to contact Uber and let them know
Can
that.
you cancel it?
Uh, yeah, I'm going to cancel it for an unaccompanied minor, and then I'm going to call Uber and let them know.
Oh, okay. Like, girl, I saw that.
Yeah, it's against the law.
Hi, thank you for calling Uber support.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing, but at the end of that, oh, well, I've done it before. Well, I mean, do you see what happens? And so I'm going to throw drivers under the bus here. Like, these drivers are literally transporting teenagers that are not on Uber Teen. And maybe they're thinking they're taking them under Uber Teen. Maybe that is a thought that I had, right? But if it doesn't say Uber Teen and you don't have Uber Teen, don't pick up a teenager, bro. For real. You're going to get clapped. Like, they're going to deactivate you when they find out. And then all it takes, listen to this. So say now that I've canceled this ride with this unaccompanied minor, right? Okay? So let's just a hypothetical real quick. I've already told them now that they're not able to be in a car without somebody else that's an adult, right? Unless they're Uber Teen, correct? Right. I said that. So now say if I take that ride, driving, blah, 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 and you piss them off, or you do something they don't like, or they even want to get a free ride, they could say, hey, I don't know if you know this, but I'm under the age of 18 and this driver just took me in their car. Deactivated, dude. Do you want to deal with that? I don't. I'm not going to deal with it. So I'm not telling you how to drive. I'm not telling you how to run your business. But I am telling you that if you are picking up these kids and they're not on Uber Teen and you're not verifying it, you're opening yourself up for some liabilities. And that's not going to be my problem. So, but yeah, so apparently this is the story. Um, I have been to this location one other time, and I thought that I was picking up an adult that I actually had picked up once before, because it is a school. It's an arts and music school. And when I pulled up, obviously you can hear in the video I said these are kids. I mean, because I didn't, I couldn't see them on the map. So this is another red flag, right? This is how you know sometimes, and it's not 100%, okay? But I would say that it's highly likely that if you pull up to a pickup spot and they don't have their tracker on, that you're not picking up somebody that owns that account. Because generally speaking, people who know and use Uber on a regular basis, they actually have the tracker on because they know that the pickup spots can be glitchy and shoddy at best. And so those really help us connect with the riders, right? So like I've had many occasions where the pin is off and I can see where they are and I'm going to go get them. But I pulled up, one, it was a school, nobody was outside. When I pulled up, I saw the kids start walking towards the pin, and that's how I knew they were the kids, right? And so then that's when I asked how old they were, and you saw how that interaction went. So this girl, whose father is creating these rides as a guest, is doing this on a regular basis. These people out here are picking these kids up and breaking the terms of service, and more than likely putting themselves in jeopardy, dude. Like, it just takes one allegation from a kid to mess your life up, right? Um, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I literally have my background checked more than I have medical testing. And when you work with kids, they are going to make sure that you are not, yeah, you're a trustworthy person. And some of these drivers, I'm not saying you're not trustworthy, and I hope everybody is, but we all know that there have been bad things happen to both drivers and riders, and I don't want to be. And I've had bad things happen to me as a driver, so you know. All right. Well, sorry, this is going to be a long video. A lot of conjecture, I guess. It's not really conjecture. I mean, it is what it is. Next video. 1 second. Are you Dieta?
Yep.
I'm Jason. Did I say that right? Did I say your name right by chance?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. There we go. Looks like we're going. How old are you, my friend?
18.
Let me see an ID.
ID?
Yep. Because you have to be 18 to use these services. I've had multiple 16 and 17-year-olds try to get in my car. Do you have an ID to verify your age? Sorry, man. I'm billing it for my safety and yours. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I've had multiple 16-year-olds try to get in my car, so that's against the law. So if you're under 18, I need to either get an ID or I need you to get out.
Even if it's called by a parent?
Yes, because your parent is your guardian. I am not your guardian. You cannot be in my car without your parent if you're under 18. So if you don't have an ID, I'm going to ask you to get out. Thank you. All right, so first thing is, I'm super pissed off at this one because the dude slammed my door, right? You don't have to slam our doors, man. You know what I mean? We're just doing our job. That's all. We're just coming to pick you up. If you're over 18, you're not getting in my car if you're not over 18. I'm sorry. You have to have a parent with you if you're going to get in my car. Sorry. I'm not going to deal with it. My jobs that I do outside of Uber are way more important than driving for Uber. I like it. I enjoy it. I get some social reinforcement from it. I think I saw a thing where it was saying like people that are lonely drive. Do you like Uber because they're you don't get to meet people? Um, I'd agree with that. I'm not lonely. I have tons of stuff going on. But there is some social reinforcement, is what I'm saying to it for people. So, anyways, so some red flags here, right? Like I pulled up. I mean, did the dude look like he may have been 18? Um, but my nephew, he was looked like he was 18 when he was 16 and 17, and so right, this is I pulled up. I didn't know where I was going. I went to a bad area too. I went to the area I usually avoid. But I know that the area is not always bad. Like, you know what I mean? It was kind of further back from the bad area. So I took the ride. When I pulled up, I saw that they had a backpack, but I mean, I pick up people all the time, right? That have backpacks and stuff like that, you know? So I was like, cool, not a big deal. Turn around, uh, verified the name. He said the name, right? Verified that was it. And then once I hit start the ride, it said blank high school. I won't say what high school. It said blank high school. Boom. That's what clued me in and asked that question. Like, hey, dude, how old are you? Then I said, oh, hey, it looks like we're going to, oh, how old are you? Because it said blank high school. Um, it's possible he was 18, but when I've dealt with Uber, and this is the first unaccompanied minor I've had with Lyft. This was a Lyft ride, I would say. The first two were Uber. So, majority of my rides that come through as unaccompanied minors, I want to say at this point would be 99% of them was Uber. This was the first time I ever had Lyft. I don't really drive for Lyft that often. The only time I drive for Lyft is if they have any boosts. Today they had a little bit of boost. Um, so yeah, so I pulled up, saw the backpack, not a big deal. Verified the information, got in my car. Everything was going good. Once I hit start the ride, that is when it said blank high school, and that's when I kind of triggered this. Then I kept my cool, right? I'm like, hey, dude, I'm explaining it to him. I'm trying to help them understand why this is happening. All he had to do was provide an ID. That's all. If he would have gave me an ID, I would have taken him. And guess what? Like, I probably would have got a 1 star because of that, because I'm doing a thorough job. And then, of course, he slams my door and walks off. And that really pisses me off. It's my property, man. It's not a rental car. It's my car. And I don't really appreciate people slamming my doors and treating my stuff with disrespect. It's not like I come to your house and do that. And if I was your friend or even just visiting or whatever the case is, because I do go to people's homes, I work in people's homes, this is my other job. And if I did that, it wouldn't fly. So, um, let me know what you think. Have you had any experiences? Comment down below. Let me know because this is a big deal in Albuquerque. And if you're in Albuquerque and you're watching this video, stop taking teens, dude. You're going to put yourself in a really bad situation you're not going to get yourself out of. And if you are doing Uber as your everyday like job and you're counting on it, then you need to stop making those risks. Don't take kids without car seats because if you get in an accident, who are they going to ask? Why is the kid not in a car seat? Well, I'll be like, "Oh, I'm just an Uber driver." That's the parent. Why don't you ask them? They'll be like, "Well, you're the car owner. You are responsible for everybody in your vehicle, regardless of the parent putting that kid in your car without a car seat, or parent putting that teenager in your car without Uber Teen, because who knows that even the parents know, like these girls that I've gone to go pick up that I have not picked up, and I wish I could find those videos and put them on here, and they're somewhere, but when you pull up and you think it's a kid, it's okay to ask. It's okay to cancel because at the end of the day, it's about your safety as much as it is theirs. And if you say no and you turn that ride down and you say it's against the rules, maybe they go back in their house. Maybe you save a life. Maybe you save somebody from getting hurt, injured, or whatever the case might be, right? And like a lot of people take advantage of kids because they don't know what they're doing. I was there, and I'm not saying that all kids don't know what they're doing, but if you are trying to get in an Uber at 10:30 at night, when I pull up, you're climbing out of your window, there's an issue, okay? And you're gonna go see your boyfriend. Who knows what your boyfriend's gonna do? Or what happens? Maybe you and your boyfriend get in a fight. You get kicked out. Then what? You don't have a phone. You don't have Uber. What are you going to do as a kid or a teenager? So hopefully all of these different parties are watching these videos so they can actually figure out what they're doing that's unsafe, that are creating these situations. Because as a parent, I am not a parent, but if I was, I would be appalled to find out that parents are putting kids in cars with people they don't even know that are they're under the age of 18. So thank you for watching, listening, sharing, commenting, all that good stuff. Yeah.